Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Iron Factory reveals a small-scale Dinobot and a Japanese combiner. Hasbro presses the nostalgia button hard with perhaps the definitive G1 Optimus Prime, and we've got all the info on the upcoming CybFest Northwest Transformers fan convention. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024, and this is episode 600 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that hopes you all enjoyed celebrating the freedom of all sentient beings on Prime Day last week. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Char, aka Robo Paulo.
Hi, everyone. I'm still here.
Creator, producer, and star of Empire of Rust, editor Mike.
I'm glad Optimus Prime died for our sins so we can get some savings. Yeah.
And Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Charles, it's more of a remembrance, not a celebration. Let's talk Transformers.
All right, and you might have, if you're watching the video, you might notice we are joined by a special guest. We are welcoming Ben from CybFest Northwest. Ben, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here, and it's just a little bit, we're gonna talk all about CybFest Northwest. It's coming up in just a couple of weeks, so give everyone all the information on that and what they can expect there. Before we go into that, we are going to start off, as we always do, by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support the podcast on Patreon and PayPal. We really appreciate that support and thank everyone who continues to contribute. We really appreciate it, and that helps us keep this show going and keep the lights on. Of course, as a Donatron, you get lots of perks, benefits, some bonus content. That includes our bonus show, We Like Big Bots, and that is done by hosts Daryl and Dr. Pants, neither of whom are here tonight to talk about it. But if you have watched the show before, you know that they do a great job talking about all the biggest bots in their collection. So we've got 13 episodes on our Patreon page available, and another one is coming soon. So we've got another one that's already edited, just have to put it up. So that'll be coming very soon.
It's no longer Daryl's fault in the delay. Now it's your fault.
Hey, I was at TFCon last week. Give me a break.
Yeah. Would Optimus Prime make an excuse like that?
Well, he's Optimus Prime. I'm no Optimus Prime. Sorry, it's just me.
Yeah.
We've also got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. We just had episode 119 last week, and this week, the bonus uncut version of episode 120, Secret of the Ooze, is available for Donatrons right now. You get that early if you are a Donatron, and then the regular version will be up next week on July 29th. But if you are a Donatron, you get it early. Mike, as the show, the game master, showrunner of Empire of Rust, anything you want to tell us about this upcoming episode?
Yeah, we're actually going to have a kind of a big change in these next couple episodes. So I think it's going to be a kind of a big surprise. So it's going to be a fun time. But there's actually something that I can kind of shadow tease while I'm on here this time. A bunch of us got together and recorded something that has to do with Renegade, and that might be coming out in the next couple of months.
A Renegade?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds a little go-body.
Not quite.
Okay, never mind.
Different kind of Renegade. That was where I was going to.
Yeah.
Renegade Games is the studio that puts out the Transformers RPG.
Oh,
okay. There you go. All right.
A little less exciting. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, that's cool. We're looking forward to that. All right. And we've got our Transformers exclusive Skybound Transformers #1 comic with the cover art by EJ Sue. We are still selling that on our website at transmissionspodcast.com/comic. And you can pick that up and we will ship that out to you. Thanks everyone who has bought an issue, and we've still got some available for everyone to pick up. And if you are enjoying the Skybound Transformers series, these, there were lots of #1 issues, but this is the only one sponsored by a podcast. So, get your piece of Transformers memorabilia. And we're still partnering with our friends at Toyhax.com. So for the month of July, use our code BBQBOTS to save 15% off all your purchases at Toyhax.com. You can use that for as many purchases as you like, and you cannot use it with any other promo code, but you can use it with your Robo Points at Toyhax.com if you have those. So feel free to use that as many times as you want. We will be doing our Toy Hacks drawing. We've still got to do the Toy Hacks drawing for the month of June. And then we've got another one for the month of July coming up very soon. So we'll be getting those done very soon. But we've got a packed show tonight. So we didn't put that on the schedule for tonight, but look forward to that. And of course, just want to mention, it is episode 600. This is our 600th episode of Transmissions. We don't have anything really special planned tonight. It's a big show. We are talking about CybFest Northwest. I think it's a great convention we're talking about. So that's your celebration for Transmissions 600. We also have this week Alt Mode 400. So I guess this is like the week of the 1000th episode of a Transmissions podcast, if we add them all up. So
I mean, it's even more if you count all the extras and everything else we've done.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
what a legacy.
Still not catching up with RFC.
That'll never happen. We were a baby when RFC was already a teenager. So, Radio Free Cybertron is an institution, but I never imagined we could go, at this point, we're almost 11 years on this podcast. So, and I hope we don't have any plans of stopping anytime soon. So we'll see. We'll see how far we can take it. But
life keeps trying to throw wrenches, but we're still doing it.
Yep.
Wrench right here.
Yes, literally.
All right. Well, let's get into the show, and we're going to start off talking all about CybFest Northwest.
All right. What do we need to know about CybFest? Transformers Fan Convention, Pacific Northwest, just south of Seattle in Kent, Washington, happening August 3rd. It is our 11th year, so that's really exciting for us. Our 10th year, we had Paul Eiding there. Not to be just satisfied with that. This year, we have Sue Blue, who will be joining us. We have, if you go on our website, there's a link to our t-shirts that you can order. We have a exclusive, which you just scrolled past.
Oh, sorry.
Right there, Darcy, who's made by Blue Forge, inspired by the RC prototype that was supposedly going to come out in G1, but we never got one, sadly. Without knowing, Alex from Blue Forge had this idea to do this. I have always wanted to have this be an exclusive figure made. I have no skills in the making of anything. So when he kind of brought this up, I was really excited, and he hit it out of the park, I think, with it by trying to capture everything, all the essence of what a G1 toy would look like. So it kind of fills in that empty space on the shelf for your G1 collection. There'll be 30 available, since he hand paints them hand assembles all of this.
Wow.
Yeah. He's just one guy doing this. And last year we did Wheelless Jack, which is the hovercraft mode of Wheeljack. This, of course, was made prior to the announcement and release of Hasbro's Voyager of Wheeljack. So that kind of stole a little bit of the thunder that was our exclusive for last year, but people still really enjoyed it. And it's smaller, and it's about the size of a little bit bigger than a mini-bot, G1 mini-bot.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So
Is this Darcy figure? Is this like a custom of an existing figure, or is this all like handcrafted and put together?
Handcrafted. This
Wow.
is he
Wow.
did the 3D printing and then created molds for it. He did it all from scratch. It was quite an undertaking. We could not be happier with it.
Yeah, I want to add that the wheelless Jack was awesome. Like I was able to get one last year, and I'm very fortunate that I was, because they were really in demand. So
They were.
yeah, and just the intention, the detail in that figure was spectacular, and I'm really excited about this one about Darcy. So I have a feeling the demand's going to be really high for this one.
Yeah, we're very we're hoping that people don't leave disappointed that they didn't get a chance to get one. But we can only do so much, and he is but one person, and he definitely wants to make sure they're all high quality. So
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's one person making 30 of these sounds like that's probably a significant amount of time and effort to put those together. So, that's awesome. I imagine you can probably, since as you said, you have Sue Blue as a guest this year, so she'll probably be happy to sign those if you're managed.
I'm sure she would. Yeah, and he did not realize we were having Sue Blue when he decided this.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
It all happens
Wow.
on separately, which seems like unlikely, but she's been on our top 3 voice actors we would love to have come to the show. And then he pitched this idea, and we had already kind of I talked to Paul Eiding last year at CybFest, and I kind of mentioned I wanted to try to get Sue Blue, and he kind of said, "Hey, I know her." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that." And then he's like, "No, I can reach out to her on your behalf. I had a great time, and I think she would have a fun time too." So he did that for us, and so gave me her contact information. And Alex had started coming up with this idea. So while we were in the process of kind of talking to her, when I was in the process of talking to her agent, Alex told us about this idea. And so it hadn't been 100% in stone that she was coming, because we had some negotiating to do. But so we were all kind of like, well, this is meant to be, so we really have to make this happen. We're very happy with the outcome. So
very cool. And Ben, you've been involved with CybFest Northwest for its entire, like the whole 11 years it's been running, and even before that, when there was a previous con in the Northwest, right?
Yeah, so the previous con was CybCon, and that started 2000 as basically a fan get together from one of the chat boards, and that was created by Greg Gobb. The connection that needs to be pointed out is Greg Gobb is the father of Alex, who designs the exclusive.
So, okay.
So my first year at CybCon was 2004. So I watched Alex grow up from this little kid just running around this dealer room to kind of getting married and starting, getting job, starting his career, and then getting into designing toys and stuff like that. And he came to us because he comes every year. Him and his dad still come to our show as dealers. And he started pitching the idea of doing an exclusive for us because CybCon did some exclusives as well. And so it was something we've wanted to do. And when he told us about the idea, we jumped at the chance. And but yeah, I started going to CybCon in 2004. And when he decided to retire, he messaged me and said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you about an idea." I thought he was going to want to grow the show because it was pretty much just a one-man show with me and my friend Jason volunteering, and there was another guy, Richard, who volunteered a lot. And so I think because we volunteered over probably 5 or 6 years of CybCon, he was like, "Oh, okay, let's grow the show bigger." But what he kind of dropped the bomb that he was retiring and he wanted us to take the helm. And he just asked for it to have a different name so that CybCon was just kind of his baby. And so we paid homage to that with CybFest, and so that it could become our own project and we could grow it. And so he never was able to get a voice actor because it was a much smaller show, very, very local. And so even from day one, we really kind of tried to grow it, but still keep the community aspect of CybCon, which was, you go there and you see friends and you know everybody, or if you don't know them by name, you recognize them. And so we're trying to still maintain that kind of community and hangout atmosphere that we enjoyed, so that like you show up and it's a smaller dealer room than that what you would see at a BotCon or TFCon or whatever, but you hang out just to chat with your friends about Transformers because they're cool. So and yeah, like I said, he still comes to the show, and we have like a panel of the organizers, and he always raises his hand and says, and we expect a question. He just goes, "I'm so proud of you guys." And so it's just kind of, it's fun. And we're glad he does not regret his decision of passing the torch to us. So.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite part of going to any Transformers convention is just meeting all the people there. And it's kind of the friends you see, you only get to see them once or twice a year at these conventions. And then the rest of the time it's pretty much all online. So it's just really a great time to have that one weekend, the special weekend where you just get to see all your friends again. So
yeah,
I'm sure that atmosphere is what's the draw for CybFest Northwest.
I hope so. I hope that's a big part of what drives people. I mean, I hope we put on a good show, and that there's a lot of fun things to do. But community and hanging out and just getting to know people. I mean, I've run into people in toy aisles that I've seen at CybCon or CybFest, and it just always starts a little conversation and stuff. So it's really really fun to have those experiences.
Yeah. And Shar, you're a relatively, I guess, newcomer for CybFest. You've been going for the last few years, but maybe you can give your perspective as you've been going to the show more recently.
Yeah, so it's my third. This year will be my third time going to CybFest. The first time I went, I just went as an attendee, so I just wanted to check it out because it's my local Transformers convention, and I really liked the sense of community, that you brought up, Ben. I really liked that about it. And I'm friends with a few of the other organizers, like Mike Seibert. And so it's just really cool seeing people in person there. So last year I had an artist alley table, and I will this year as well. And something I really like about CybFest and that I appreciate about it is that it's so community focused, and the way the room is laid out, the main room, is that the artists' tables are at the front of the room, which is really nice. So when people first walk in, they're seeing, the fans who, create artwork from the convention, which is really special. And I think that's just really thoughtful of the CybFest organizers to do that. Um, Everyone there is so nice. It is a real sense of community. I do believe some people traveled very far to come to the convention, but it is, our local Pacific Northwest convention. So a lot of us from the Portland area, come up for it. And it really brings this community together, whereas we might not otherwise come together in person. And yeah, I think it just has that real special personal touch that, especially smaller conventions have. As conventions get bigger, there's more options, but then, and of course you can connect to people at bigger conventions, but, it's a lot easier to connect at these conventions and really get to know people and have real special interactions. So, I said before the show, I keep going back, and I know we joked about that and laughed about that, but I go back for its good reasons. It's a place, it's a safe space. You feel good there, and the strong sense of community is what brings me back. So I am very looking forward to it. I've been doing a lot of prep on my end. I hope this becomes a thing. I'm making friendship bracelets, and I hope more people, I think, Liz posted about making some. So I'm really hoping more people do that, and we can add that other fan interaction of trading friendship bracelets as well.
She's making a Bumblebee one for me, and I
Oh,
asked
cool.
if she was like, "Are you too cool for this?" And I go, "No, I hope I'm cool enough for it."
Yes.
And
Yes.
so she's gonna be. I'm gonna be rocking the Bumblebee one, and I asked her if she could make one for my son too, who's been a an attendee since he was 3. So he's now our biggest. He's like a carnival barker for our show when we go in and set up like a booth at a place trying to promote the show. He's like, he will make sure you notice him so that he can tell you all about it. I'm like, I don't have to do anything to promote the show. He can do it all. And he is an amazing kid. He always wants to help out. And I think he's like been our little gopher, like run and tell people things or run errands and stuff for us and stuff. It's very much a family affair. My wife helps out. My mom helps out at the registration table. Jason's wife helps out with the dealer, getting them their badges. Liz's partner, they've been helping out last year. So yeah, we have friends that help out as well. But we want to make it a family event as well, and not just about us adults enjoying Transformers, but trying to inspire the younger crowd that are going to hopefully continue this brand, this love of Transformers for the next 40 years. And give them a place where they can be like, oh my gosh, there's a place where I can go and it's just Transformer everything, Transformer games, a play area, a trivia contest, a transforming contest, all sorts of fun activities. It's all Transformers. It's and so I mean that kind of place that I think all of us would have loved when we were kids, to be able to go to a place that's just nothing but Transformers. That would be amazing. So. So yeah,
definitely. And just looking at some of the information about the dealer room, I noticed there's a Lego display, and so one of the dealers makes Lego Transformers. Of course, I mean we just got the official Lego Bumblebee Transformer, and then we had the Lego Optimus a couple years ago. But I know fans have been doing transformable Lego Transformers for a long time. So I'm just curious, what is this? Is this person in your dealer room? Do they have a large assortment of transforming Lego?
Well, it's not quite that. So there is a dealer that sells his own. He does these tiny transforming Lego Transformers, and he sells them. And so he's a dealer, and he's been there for several years, Jeremy, and he does amazing work. The Lego display, in addition to being on staff, organizer of CybFest, I'm also I'm a big Lego fan. So Lego Bumblebee just was a day one purchase for me. But I'm part of, there's like a huge community of adult Lego fans called AFLs, adult fans of Legos. Amongst those fans, there's what they call LUGs, Lego user groups. And there is one in Seattle, and it's one of the largest Lego user groups in the country. And some of us, we display at different events. We've displayed at Emerald City Comic Con. We've displayed at the Museum of Flight, which is a big aircraft museum in Seattle, obviously known for Boeing and stuff like that. We've displayed at baseball games, movie premieres, so lots of different things. And so we just display different things. We build our own stuff. We also have a huge Lego convention called BrickCon. If you've seen the movie Lego Brickumentary, almost all of that was filmed at BrickCon. See a bunch of my friends there. I'm on staff at BrickCon as well, on a much smaller level, not like one of the big staff members, but I help run some of the games. And so I'm friends with so many Lego builders in the area. And so something I've been wanting to do for a while is bring more Lego into CybFest. And so I kind of asked around and saw who would be interested. And obviously not everybody in the Lego community is into Transformers, despite the fact that we now have, like you mentioned, Lego Transformers. So it's
I call
a little
bullshit on that one.
I mean, there are lots, but not all of them build Lego, transforming things, or even representations. But so I'm broadening the criteria to display. It's like science fiction, pop culture, toys, stuff like that. So amongst the display, there's going to be like a cityscape, and I've built like little 4 or 5 inch representations of Transformer characters that I'm going to put all around that city. That it'll be like kind of like a Where's Waldo for Transformers. And my hope is that I've been bringing them to show off at different CLUG meetings to see if people actually recognize the characters, and Transformer fans that are there do recognize them. And I send pictures to my friends and say, okay, do you know who this is? And they immediately know. So I'm doing a decent job with that. But amongst there's going to be a large G.I. Joe Lego build, which is, I think, 6 feet by 4 feet with all sorts of vehicles and stuff like that. Wow. A friend of mine made a working clue board for the board game, and it's amazing. Somebody's told me they were making mask toys out of Lego. Wow. So there's going to be a lot of kind of variety. Another friend of mine is doing Star Wars stuff. He's actually been commissioned to design Star Wars Lego for people. So he's very sought after as a designer. So it's going to be, I think, 30 feet of table space, filled with Legos of various pop culture and toy references. So it's a come look at it and enjoy it, and it's just a tiny representation of what you would see at like BrickCon, which is, I don't know, 20,000 square feet of Lego display stuff. It's huge, but yeah, so that's something that we're doing for the first time this year. I hope people really enjoy it. One of the things we've been wanting to do is not just have activities, but things that people can look at and displays and stuff like that. Things that will keep them there the whole day, to make it a whole day event. Because in the very first couple of years of CybFest, it was kind of like people come in, they buy their toys, they leave, and we didn't want it to be just another toy show. There's a lot of those, so we try to have those things that kind of branch us out from the typical toy show. So yeah, cool. That's one thing that we've been really excited about. And somebody else is bringing a bunch of custom Transformers they've done for the last 25, 30 years. So he's going to have a display of like 50 figures that he's customized. So that's going to be really cool. And he's like a long-time friend of mine. So
yeah.
So
yeah, that sounds great. Unfortunately, if I can't make it to the show, but I hope there will be some pictures taken of this stuff, and we get a chance to see it.
I think on our social media, there's a video of kind of like a 2-minute video of kind of what happens at CybFest that I put together. And if you can't make it, you can at least see what the experience is like. And
yeah. Awesome. And I see on, like you mentioned the organizer panel, and then I see there's another panel for the podcast Swerve's Bar, which I believe is another Transformers RPG podcast.
Yeah. I did a podcast with them last week, and they're great. They're so much fun. They do their podcast in character, and they're interviewing me about CybFest in character, which was very disorienting, but a lot of fun. And they came and they did their panel last year. One of the things we like to do is invite people to pitch us panel things they want to do. So somebody goes, "Hey, I'd love to do a panel on the history of Transformers animated or something, or toys that never got made," and so we encourage that, because one, it's less content that we have to try to provide, and it encourages that community interaction, and it gives people to kind of show off their stuff. We've done a show and tell, like old school first grade, like bring a toy and talk about why you like it. And that was kind of a cool thing we did, and people just came in, and it was just so much fun to see people from like kids talking about this Transformer they just bought in the dealer room, all the way to adults talking about a Transformer that they got that meant a lot to them. One of our organizers, Jamal, got the Encore Fortress Maximus as a gift from several people when he was going through like a divorce and stuff. And so people kind of bound together and bought this for him. And so he was like, this is like one of the most important things in my collection because of where it came from. It came from my friends and stuff. So it's that kind of stuff, like heartfelt stories, and which was a lot of fun. And so those are the type of panels we try to have. We're also we have the organizer panel where people can offer us ideas, criticisms, praise us for a job well done. Somebody 2 years ago suggested, "Hey, you should do t-shirts." Next year we did t-shirts. And I ran into somebody in the store just randomly, didn't know them, but they were wearing a CybFest shirt. So I was like, "Hey, I know where that's from." And the guy looked at me like I was a crazy person, because clearly, even though I'm like the one like making announcements or hosting panels or just running around the dealer room trying to help things along, he didn't recognize me. So I had to kind of explain, no, I'm one of the organizers. I'm not delusional. And so that was kind of a fun experience. But yeah, we have Paramount's going to have a presence there as well.
That's really cool.
They're going to be offering us panels. They're offering us tickets to an advanced screening of Transformers 1, and they'll be handing out little Transformers 1 mini posters. In the past, they've given us preview tickets to Rise of the Beast and the Bumblebee movie. They arranged for me to go on a local television show to talk about Bumblebee, the Bumblebee movie, and CybFest. So that was pretty amazing. So it's kind of things to try to hopefully get people excited about the upcoming film. I hope.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a great show. I would love to go to all Transformers shows, but time and geography make things difficult for all of us. But,
and money. It can get expensive to travel.
Yeah.
And we're a one-day show. So, people have asked, why don't you make it a 2-day show? Part of it is getting people to come back that second day if they've already gone through the dealer room stuff, because that's a big part of a Transformer show is buying those toys. And once you've bought those toys and you've spent all your money, then you need that extra content. And so far we're still building up that extra content to hopefully inspire a second day, but then that means raising prices for everything. And we try to keep our prices very low so that it's affordable for just the casual fan to come. So it's $10 to pre-register, $12 at the door, that kind of thing. So
there's a show that's regional to me, DairyCon in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
And they're also like a one-day show. They don't get guests or anything, but like the Friday night before, they have like some, I don't even think you need a registration for it. It's just like card games or, just different fun things, just no dealer room. So that might be an idea too. Just something more informal Friday night before the show.
Yeah, I would love to do that because then it pushes us getting the badges ready, so we're not doing it the night before, which is very, very stressful. So that we can have fun the night before and then go into the con versus like the night before we're just like putting stuffing 200
invite people
badges.
To come and help and say, hey, well, help us put the badges together.
Yeah. But we've heard about DairyCon for years, so it's definitely one of the shows that I think I would love to go to if time, money, and opportunity presented itself. But so it's lots of fun.
Very cool. Well, thank you for giving us all the rundown on CybFest Northwest, and the show's it's August 3rd, right? So
August 3rd in Kent, Washington, which is about 20 miles south of Seattle, and plenty of parking. We have a sold-out dealer room, and we have the largest number of attendees pre-registered than we've ever had.
Oh, that's great.
It's exciting.
And we're going to have Sue Blue, which is super exciting.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it, Ben. I'm very excited.
One of the drawbacks to running a show like this is I don't get to hang out with people. And I see, I've seen Apollo over the last couple of years just in passing, and I don't this is the most I've gotten to talk to her.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, that's the only drawback. The community thing is all like for other people. For me, it's a lot of work. But Liz, one of our other organizers, who's our social media guru and our artist liaison, she has helped set up the schedule so that each of the organizers get some time to actually enjoy the con. So that's another thing.
That's good.
That's really great. All right. Well, we we thank you for coming on and telling us all about the show, and thankfully you're going to stick around and keep talking Transformers with us. So without further ado, let's go ahead.
I just really appreciate you guys, everybody letting me on and talk about the show, and very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thanks for being here, and thanks for hanging out with us. And we've got some cool toy topics to talk about. So let's move on with the rest of the show. We're going to get into some quick hits.
First up in quick hits, we have a couple Nemesis Prime announcements. The first one is from Yolopark. This is their AMK Pro G1 Nemesis Prime. It's a recolor of their G1 Optimus Prime, 20 centimeter model kit with pre-painted, pre-assembled parts, LED lights, die-cast, and several accessories. And it's a limited release that will only be available, looks like, at the Taipei International Film and Toy Festival, Shanghai, China Joy, and Hong Kong Animation and Game Fair. So those of us outside of China and Taipei or Taiwan, it seems like we're out of luck. Hopefully there's some way this can come out. This looks really cool. It's, their kits are not like the Flame Toys ones, which are like tons and tons of parts. These are easier to build, and the colors on this just look fantastic. Next up, we have from Threezero, their DLX Revenge of the Fallen Jetpower Nemesis Prime. This is a repaint of their obviously Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime and Jetfire kind of combo. And this is just a non-transforming statue type thing, but it comes with a ton of accessories. We got a bunch of hands, couple swords, different weapon options, I think a couple of faces, but this also, it looks good. It's the movie aesthetic, but any time you can get the teal and stuff on an Optimus Prime repaint, I'm happy about it. So if you're interested in that, estimated shipping is third quarter 2024. This is 11.2 inches tall, 28.4 centimeters for you people that use space points, and 57 points of articulation, die-cast metal, LED eyes. So this looks really cool. I don't see a price in here. So just keep an eye on it. I imagine when San Diego Comic-Con next week, we'll probably get more information on this.
Are these Nemesis Primes doing it for you, Jeremy? I know you're the big Nemesis Prime guy.
The Yolopark one does, especially the G1 aesthetic. I'm not too big on any of the movie Prime.
Yeah.
Although Nemesis Prime, like, since the regular movie Optimus Prime is kind of evil, Nemesis Prime, maybe he's good. No.
Maybe.
He's like, here, I will give you your face.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So next we're going to be talking about third-party company Newage's new H63C Gorgo. So this is a Legends scale G1 comic version of Slug, and this is the G1 Marvel comic inspired deco of him. It's now featuring the silver finishing and a purple dino head. We're looking at pictures right now of he's in his robot mode on screen right now. And you can see, if you're watching this live or on YouTube, you can see the photos. It's very posable. Here's him in his dino mode with red horns and a purple face and silver body primarily. So he comes with 2 pairs of interchangeable heads, a gun, and a red flag, and then a red sword. And yeah, this looks really good. So, but Newage always seems to make good stuff. So, next is, that Newage has revealed that they're doing various color variants of this toy, the H63 Gorgo. There's many different color variants. There's one including H63EX. It's the G1 toy deco. So once again, they all come with the 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, gun and sword. There's also H63V Gorgo, which is the G2 deco. And then we have H63T Gorgo, which is a clear plastic version. So if you're a huge fan of this character, you've got many different colors to choose from, or you could collect them all.
Very cool. All right, next up, this is something I actually saw at TFCon Toronto last weekend. So Mastermind Creations has surprised us with a new, upcoming new version of a Megatron figure. This is from their reformatted toy line. It's R53 Tyrantron. And this is a version of Stormbringer Megatron. So this is IDW Stormbringer Megatron. And this is a retool of their previous figure that was Optus Pexus, which I believe was just an IDW Megatron. So I don't remember which era of IDW that Megatron was, but this one is definitely Stormbringer, based on Don Figueroa's design. That's the concept art from Don Figueroa, and it looks really cool. I saw it in person. It was the unpainted version, and it looked great. I was trying to see if I could buy it at TFCon that weekend, but unfortunately, this was just a prototype. It was not ready for sale or anything, so I think it's coming out later this year. If you are a fan of the IDW Transformers comics, the third-party companies have been capitalizing on that for a long time. So this is a version for Stormbringer, which is a relatively early IDW comic. I believe that came out back in like 2006. So,
and knowing Don Figueroa's opinions on things like this, he's probably none too happy. Like, he wasn't happy when Hasbro did that B2 Bomber Megatron without any credit or anything to him.
Yeah.
And so third parties, I'm sure he's just completely pissed off. So, yeah.
I mean, that's the third party kind of doesn't really respect anybody's work. So, yeah. But that's look forward to this coming up later this year, I guess. No price or information is available for that yet.
Next up, we got Iron Factory. We have color images of Iron Factory's Vine A Kaiser, however you pronounce it. Their Legends-sized Lio Kaiser combiner, and this just looks amazing. I mean, just straight up amazing, and yeah, absolutely amazing. They just revealed the EX67, which is the Hellbat figure, and now we get the color images of the combined version. It is retailing for $55 on most sites, and a lot of them are already in stock, ready to go, and so the other half are up for pre-order. But yeah, this is just amazing looking. I very nearly pre-ordered this like the moment I saw the listing for it, because this is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know what else to say about this. This is very nearly a buy for me. And if it wasn't if it wasn't a 6-part combiner, I immediately grabbed it. But this is just amazing.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's all our quick hits. And now we're going to move on to our main topic. This was a big thing that happened last week. So let's talk about it. So yeah, I mean, this is something that has been teased for a while now. So with the Studio Series 86 line, we've had a lot of figures come out for Studio Series 86, celebrating the animated movie from 1986, Transformers, the movie from 1986. And of course, what Transformers toy line is complete without an Optimus Prime? So this is maybe perhaps the definitive G1 Optimus Prime that they're releasing for the Studio Series 86 line. It was revealed by Gizmodo, which is an online kind of tech news site. It was leaked by, I believe, Amazon Germany. Leaked the toy listing, and then that kind of forced everyone's hand to put it out. I guess this did come out on Prime Day, so synergy, I guess. But yeah, and you can if you can see the picture there is of course it's showing the iconic pose of him leaping up in the air. It comes with a bunch of accessories. It even comes with in terms of the flame parts to like the rockets boosting Prime up in the air. He never did that in any other time in any other part of the cartoon except for Transformers the movie. But of course, everyone remembers that scene where he Optimus Prime comes in and just kicks a bunch of Decepticon ass, leaping in the air, transforming, leaping in the air, shooting everyone, and then just running through all the Decepticons to face Megatron.
You got the slow-mo, you got the music. Of course, people are going to remember it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Everything. I mean, it's so, and this figure is apparently a new mold. So it is not a retool of previous figures. It I think it incorporates some of the some of the latest Masterpiece. I believe what was it, version 3 Optimus Prime Masterpiece figure that had I mean that was a lot more intricate and complex transformation, but this one does kind of have some parts that fold up into a backpack to give it the like the truck mode that allows it to have a truck mode, but also have a very, very kind of representative robot mode for Optimus Prime. He comes with all the accessories, of course, comes with the Matrix, comes with the Energon axe, all the trailer, the roller, the combat deck, everything. This is a Commander class figure, so this is a $90 figure. So that is, its own par with the Ultra Magnus figure that was released a little while ago. But yeah, I mean, I got to say they got me again with this Optimus. I mean, I know I've got so many Optimus Prime figures, but this one looks really great. It's hard to resist this. We have from on Instagram, the Hasbro designer Evan Brooks has a couple of Instagram posts. This is just showing like some different stages of transformation between robot mode and vehicle mode here. We also have another Instagram post. He gives a little bit of behind the scenes information about the figure. How also you can in one of the pictures you can compare it to the Earthrise Optimus and the G1 Optimus, so you can see how it is significantly bigger than the Earthrise, which was the leader / Voyager figure. And you can see it from all angles. He's got some additional articulation, so he can do the clenched fist pose that he did in the 86 movie. So they had to have particular additional articulation for that. Additional articulation to open his chest to show the Matrix. Yeah, I think they went all out for this, and it is. Evan also mentions that this is, in addition to being the Studio Series 86 version of Optimus Prime, it is meant to also be a G1 40th anniversary figure representing Prime from the original series. So yeah, this is the big one. So I think this is of course, Optimus Prime is kind of the mascot flagship representation for Transformers, so they usually go all out for Optimus Prime. So yeah, it's amazing. So I wanted to get like everyone's reaction to this figure, and is this something that you guys are going to pick up? So maybe Ben, I'll start with you as our guest. What were your thoughts on seeing this Optimus Prime?
My thoughts were, this is absolutely amazing. And I had resigned myself because I have my Classics Generation shelf, and I still have the original Classics Optimus as kind of like that new version of it. I've resisted many Optimuses in the past, and this one is going to be very difficult to resist. And the more I see pictures of it, the more I want it. And yeah, those iconic poses really, really very much sell the toy as something that is just a step above previous releases. I mean, it's like a affordable masterpiece. So it's very, very cool. Yeah. And I think I am going to get it, as much as I'm going to try to talk myself out of it.
Shar, I know you're a Starscream fan, but is this Optimus Prime doing anything for you?
Yeah. So, well, Optimus is like my second favorite character. So,
Okay.
yeah, like he's in the top 3. You know, I think everyone likes Optimus Prime. So, no, when I saw it, I really thought that they put a lot of care into this figure, and I must have missed the pre-order link on Amazon because I keep checking and it's not showing up. It must have sold out already, the pre-order.
I think it's only on Pulse right now.
Oh, it's on Pulse. Okay.
And that's also sold out.
It's
okay. No, it actually to me, like, it is, Ben said it's correct. It's a more affordable version of the Masterpiece. And I'm looking at my, I have the Masterpiece that I think they based this off of, the MP44 one. And,
Mhm.
it's, I'll probably end up getting this because to me, like, this is something that I'd be more comfortable posing than a Masterpiece. Cause, yeah, my Masterpiece is just standing there and I hope it doesn't fall pretty much because it was so expensive. It's like, so it's really making me reconsider, even keeping my Masterpiece. But I will get it somehow if I can get it at retail because it does look pretty amazing. And yeah, I think most of us are pretty happy with how this looks, and what a cool figure. So,
Yeah. And I think there are other toy sellers online do seem to still have this available. I think Toy Dojo, one Frenzy is Red in the comments is saying, but also I think Big Bad Toy Store and TF Source also are still taking pre-orders. So there are options for everyone. And I believe, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that the Hasbro Pulse and Amazon will refill their stock at some point because I imagine they're going to make lots of Optimus Primes. They're not going to be shorting Optimus
no,
Prime for their retail market. So I think
no.
for everyone who wants to get one, this should become available. So at least I'm hoping. I haven't ordered mine either. So
Okay.
I'm hoping that there's another round of pre-orders going up.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Mike, what were your thoughts on this?
I've mixed feelings about it because I really do like the look of the figure. And and just like you, Ben, I have actually not purchased a Prime, at least a Classics Generation style Prime, since the Classics one, like that kind of that new age truck one that they had. I've gotten, like animated and, Prime and movie stuff since then, but as far as an actual like G1 or classic style Prime, like I haven't picked one up since then. But the problem that I'm having is, okay, this is the definitive version of Generations Prime now. Until next time.
This is the last one they're making.
Yeah.
And like I played this game with Ironhide, and I'm not going to play it again.
Mm-hmm.
Now I might pick up this one because, again, I haven't picked up a Classics Prime in forever. But this would certainly be a one-off for me, and it is not a game that I'm going to play. If they released a new version, like a new version, in a couple of like weeks or a month or two, like I wouldn't do it. Like I wouldn't get it. I was very tempted by the Earthrise Prime just because it looked so good, and now here it is. Some like a year, some months later, new definitive version. It's like, come on. So yeah, I am very tempted, and I can see it looks really good. I 100%. And the engineering, no problems with that. The posing, yep. Okay, I have nothing bad to say about the figure itself. It's more just the setup of here's the definitive Prime until the next one. And the other part is it's already fucking sold out everywhere. like how am I supposed to get it now? How long did it stay on Pulse for? Like 5 minutes?
Well, that's just pre-orders. It's gonna have regular release,
I suppose. But also, where am I going to go to get Transformers now? Like, I don't like. There's no Toys R Us's. The Target, like at the Target near me, doesn't stock them. The Walmart I've had decent success with, but I can't really find them there that much. So pre-ordering is really the only way I have to reliably get a figure, and yeah. So figure, absolutely great. I have no problems with it. It looks really, really good. The whole getting it part, it's a bit iffy for me.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much more definitive.
So much better. It sounds like Mike really enjoy the process of like going to the store and finding the figure and picking it up, like holding the box and stuff. So
it was a really fun. Like, it was a really fun time, and I remember a couple of times. I just took like a weekend, and that was that. Like, that was like the Saturday. Going to Targets, Walmart, Toys R Us, and it was always the Toys R Us that I hit that had all the stuff that I wanted. Like, okay, cool, this is fun. It's like, all right, spent a day, got some lunch, hung out with some friends. Great. I don't have that experience anymore. Okay. So
yeah,
it's a challenge. And I'm not trying to be like a downer on this as well. Like I said, the figure itself is beautiful looking, but it's the whole process of getting it that's not really fun,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's kind of the way we're like modern shopping is pushing the brick and mortar, to the wayside. So it's
true.
making it harder and harder. I mean, definitely the it's hard to appreciate the figure when all the logistics surrounding it are frustrating.
Yeah. It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember they did that with the 07 movie, like you said, and Revenge of the Fallen too. Like both of them had like very clear street dates for everything. And I went with some friends on like those days and found just like not an end cap, but like a full on like island just dedicated to the stuff. And I was like, this is amazing. And I picked up like half of wave 1 on both of those strips. And I think by the time Dark of the Moon came out, that had already started to fall to the wayside. And it's like, well, okay, there's no definitive street date for it now. It just kind of shows up whenever. All right. But at that point, we still had Toys R Us to be able to actually do some good shopping with it.
Well, I'm
not in a Transformers desert here. There's plenty of stores around that support it.
Yeah, I think the problem with the lack of a Toys R Us is there's the Walmarts, Targets, and stuff. Hasbro is not like the big fish in the pond anymore. So the stores just have no motivation to do it unless there is something major coming.
Right.
Or something. That's why you see like the Buzzworthy line at Target, and Amazon gets their particular line. They'll stock those over any of the other ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, what were your thoughts on this figure?
Well, I'll bring it up a little bit more. This is microphone down. I really, really like the figure. I'm not sure if I $99 like it, but it is a Commander class, so that is the price point. But one of the things I really like that they did, if you've noticed, the gray stripe on his belly, they don't have it in truck mode. Like, so it's a real chest, but it's a faux belly. Because like the grill and all of that for the robot mode is different from the truck mode. So this is the first one we've gotten that the truck mode does not have the stripe, which like the cartoon didn't have the stripe in truck mode, and the robot mode does. And I thought that was really neat.
Interesting, yeah.
And right. Yeah. I mean, and I'm waiting for the inevitable Nemesis release as well, but
yeah.
But I like all the thought, like Char said, all the thought that went into this. You can fit a deluxe figure, like a deluxe vehicle in the trailer with roller already in the trailer, which is great. So this is just all around, probably the best mainline Optimus that they've ever made. Until next
celebrating the 41st anniversary of Transformers.
Right. But it does seem like with the kind of shrinking of the line lately, we've seen so many more repaints rather than new figures. At least, we do have a few standouts like this that you can tell so much engineering work went into making this one just absolutely shine.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we're all kind of looking forward to this. I think if we can find one, it would be great. But we'll see how the distribution shakes out, and how hopefully this will get to everyone who wants one. But really really cool design, and the to date the best G1 Optimus Prime until the next one. So.
Just put an asterisk to say this is the best Optimus Prime they've ever made. Asterisk.
Yes. As of episode 600 of Transmissions, this is the best Optimus Prime.
All right. Well, that's
him anymore, Hasbro. Stop it.
All right. Well, that's all our toy talk. We will move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions podcast will return after these messages.
So, of course, first off, Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. You can go to transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic to get all our Transmissions merchandise. If you want to get Transmissions shirts and other paraphernalia with the Transmissions logo. I'm wearing my Transmissions Tape Man shirt. I think Char at the bottom. Oh, Jeremy's got a bad guy shirt. Char at the bottom's got a transmission shirt. So Mike
nothing. Has a shirt.
And you're all grateful for that.
Yeah. Mike's wearing a shirt.
I did bring up our TeePublic page because we do have a Friends of Transmissions album, and I've had the last two CybFest shirts for this year and last year are on there, so you can,
awesome,
easy way to buy them.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, you can, and of course, like you can buy the CybFest Northwest shirts or any other shirt that's available on TeePublic. If you use our link, we still get some help from that. So transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic, where you can get all our merchandise. All right, let's talk about the stuff we've got. And Shar, we're going to start with you.
All right. So I don't have anything new to show. So but since we talked so much about Optimus Prime, I'd like to show one of my Optimus Prime figures. This is the Masterpiece figure. It's the MP44 Optimus. So I got this several years ago. I believe it was 2021 when I bought this. So and yeah, so he's this is very cartoon accurate, which I know the this new Optimus figure we talked about, that's like an important part of it. I really like the details and all this. It's mostly painted, and there's some chrome on here. But this showed up in the truck mode, and I will never transform it back because it was the longest transformation I've ever done in my life. It took me 2 hours. But yeah, I
think it looks just like the one we saw.
Yeah, it's bigger and more expensive. It's the only difference. But I did get a good deal on it, which was nice. So but yeah, no, he's really cool, and I'm glad I got this. This is something for my collection that I've been very glad that I got. So I have not put in the batteries on it because I think he's supposed to stay things. Like, I still have not done that. But yeah. So I just wanted to show him off since we were talking so much about Optimus Prime. But yeah, he's a really cool figure.
Cool. All right, Jeremy, you're up next.
All right, I don't really have much new, but we were doing a lot of cleaning around here, down in the basement because I got a new 3D printer, and part of the deal was I had to clean down here so there was a place for the 3D printer. So we were going through a bunch of stuff, and I found my ticket stub for the 2007 Transformers movie. I saw on opening night.
Nostalgia right there.
I look at $8 for a movie ticket.
What was that, 20 years ago?
Something like that. And then I also found I have a pack of the HasCon $1,000 Monopoly dollars that Mike got.
I remember that. Oh, man.
So my kid really wants me to break it out so we can use it in Monopoly. And then finally, I did, in playing with the 3D printer, this is a very rough print I did, but I did our bad guy. It's hard to focus on this because it's white filament, but there's our bad guy logo here. I'm just, like, I've printed a bunch of stuff from designs I've downloaded. I'm like, let me try taking something that I have and what can I do? So I'm going to play with it more, but I thought that was neat. And then listening to the podcast panel from TFCon from last week, you guys were talking about, and the name just went out of my head again, but there was a 3D printer there, or printing artist there that has a store where you can buy designs, and I was looking through their stuff too. So that's pretty cool. I think they have like a Teletran 1 set that I'm interested in printing. But
nice.
Just the time though on these prints, it takes hours and hours. Anyway,
I have to get the model files for the bad guy logo from you and have my son print one up here.
Yeah, I'm still working on all the details. This was just a quick print, but yeah, I'll get it to you when I get a good one done.
Cool. All right, Ben, newcomer. What do you got?
So I've mentioned before I'm a Bumblebee collector. So I not quite brand new stuff that I bought, but fairly recently. I like really weird stuff amongst all the regular Hasbro stuff. So, and I know this has been seen, but it's the Bumblebee dressed as a Bumblebee figurine, which I just think is adorable and bizarre as all hell. So I had to get it. Basically, Hasbro could release a piece of paper that says Bumblebee on it, and then charge $10 for it. And I would buy 2 and 1 to keep in package. So I'm a sucker. Now, this is a little bit more obscure. This is like a plush, like keychain or hanging one. And I have never really seen this until when I bought it. And it's from Singapore Airlines. So it was, I guess, given away to kids that flew on Singapore Airlines. That's the weird stuff that I try to get now because there's very few mainline stuff that I'm missing. Now it's like weird Easter toys from France and stuff like that I'm trying to acquire. So yeah, those are kind of like some of the oddities that I have that are, I think, a little different. So I love it.
Oh, very cool. Have you watched Transformers Earthspark at all?
Yeah, we actually just watched the final 2 episodes today with my son and my wife. So my wife really likes it. My son loves it, and so yeah. So we're, like I said, we watch pretty much all of it, and he's 14 and he's been a fan since the Rescue Bot days, and
nice.
He still goes back and rewatches Rescue Bots even at 13, 14 years old. So he's a diehard Transformer fan. I'm not sure where he gets it from, but
well, I mean,
we don't know where that came from.
Yeah, he does outdo me with as far as like knowledge. He reads TF Wiki constantly, and it just asks me bizarre questions that I have no clue. And he'll just like randomly like, what's your favorite Titans Return figure? And I'm like, crap, which ones came out in Titan Return? So then
Bumblebee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I can never get
for everything.
And then he'll basically shake his head and go, no, you got to come up with something different.
Oh.
So he.
Well, I guess you could identify with the dad on that show as the biggest Bumblebee fan there on the show.
Yeah, his joke is that he was modeled after me. So I did show some at BotCon. I did show some Hasbro designers my collection. I had some pictures, and one of them was just like, hold on, you follow me. And he took me to a bunch of other designers, and he was like, you've got to see this collection. And they started like flipping through he just basically grabbed my phone and started showing them all these pictures. And then he just turned to me and goes, because I have like every repaint, if it has a different thickness of stripe, I'll buy it. And he's just like, we don't expect you to buy it all. And I'm like, I know, but somehow I do. And I'm like, I even had the Christmas RPM Bumblebee that was for Hasbro employees. I got my hands on one of those. And so it's like, he's like, man, This is ridiculous.
Wow.
So, it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't have third-party Bumblebees. That's where I drew my line, because it was a pretty safe line to draw, even though I can really appreciate the artistry that goes into them.
Yeah.
What if someone gifted you one?
I have been gifted some stuff that were not official, and I accept them graciously, and they get displayed just like everything else.
You just won't spend your money.
Yeah.
That's
So
still the line, though.
So now I'm expecting gifts coming from all of you in the form of third party. You heard it here, folks. This is wonderful. The generosity of Transmissions is off the charts.
I do have a Bumblebee if you want it, though. It's the McDonald's one.
Which one? Because I most likely have it, but
yeah. It's the one where it's the Cyberverse one.
I think there was 3 or 4 different ones they did,
okay.
but yeah, I think I've got them.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you're looking to just get rid of it, we put it in with the kids play area at CybFest, or every once in a while, I like just randomly handing out free toys to kids that come around. So
okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it's very hard. There's a dealer at CybFest that his goal is to be able to find some Bumblebee thing that I don't have. And he travels to Germany, and that's about the only way he's successfully found something that I haven't got already. So, yeah, Ryan King he's devoted to trying to stump me with my collection.
All right. Well, Mike, you have to follow that.
Yeah.
I can't follow that in quality. Maybe quantity.
There's no pressure at all, right?
All right. So I haven't been on a couple months, so a lot of things have come in. I've picked up a bunch of things. From Renegade Games, the Chaos Unleashed expansion for the deck building game. I came in. It's fun. I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but still nice to have. Speaking of Renegade Games, for the role-playing game, the Enigma of Combination book came in. So, yeah, a couple of nice little role-playing and game things. The first figure that I intentionally pre-ordered and bought in probably a year, Leader Sandstorm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice solid figure. I like it. I was very impressed with the way it looked, and for some reason, Sandstorm has this kind of weird place in my heart, even though I never had him when I was a kid. So, yeah, very great, very solid figure. Now, speaking of stuff that I picked up in stores, like we were talking about just a while ago, I was in my local Walmart, and I found Leader Galvatron on clearance.
Nice.
Yeah. An old figure, certainly, but still a fun one. I really had not. I really had no particular interest in picking him up when he was full price. But he was on sale. I was like, all right, cool. Why not? Let's go for it. Now, Jeremy and Charles, you may remember from the last time I was on, I think I showed off a third-party boat transformer.
Mm-hmm.
That sound familiar?
The aircraft, was it the aircraft carrier? Is it?
Oh, I remember.
Yes, actually. Oh, you were on that too? Sure.
Yeah, I think I was on that day. Yeah.
I don't remember that far back.
Well, number 2.
Oh, that one. The troublesome one.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
That is beautiful looking.
Yeah.
It is
nice.
hell to transform because it is a lot of panels and it is a bit fiddly, but it is absolutely beautiful looking. And yeah, it is just gorgeous. I love it so much. But not to be outdone with this one, because don't forget that that boat set is a combiner.
Oh no! Oh man!
Wow.
It is insane.
Wow.
You have to display it diagonally to get it all on the screen.
I do. Whoa. Okay, hang on. Here we go. Came with a ton of little mini little vehicles that came with it, little jets and little helicopters and stuff too.
That's really
came with
cool.
some smoke effects on it and everything, and yeah. Oh, and this one too with its wings folded back. So that is pretty awesome.
Wow.
So this bad boy turns into the torso for the combiner, and it's a 7-figure combiner. It's this thing is going to be massive. It's going to be I can't even, I don't have enough screen space to show how big it is. But that is absolutely beautiful. It looks really, really nice. I messed up on the transformation a little bit. I didn't push this or for far enough in, so it's got a little bit of panel indentation things happening. But still, overall though, really, really impressive looking piece. I really love the way that looks.
They even have like the end where it goes up to kind of help the planes take off.
Mhm.
Most toy carriers don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
I'd be so afraid of those little spiky parts to break up. Are they rubber?
Yep.
Or be stabbed.
Yeah, they are. They're like
okay.
Half flexible. And you can
Oh.
kind of like store them upwards too, and
Oh,
to make it a little bit easier
That's
so they don't break or anything.
wow.
It's the Transformers Battleship crossover I never knew I needed.
Yeah.
Right.
You sunk my battleship.
There's going to be like six figures. So the straight up torso and the torso, 2 limbs, 2 arms, and a little smaller ship that is like a big crossbow weapon for this thing. It's going to be crazy. And like I said, it came with like a whole bunch of these little mini ones here, like little mini like jets and stuff. And this is like not even all of them too. This is just like
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So detailed. Like everything about that is. Wow.
Bunch of little baby blackouts there. It's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah. One with the blades like folded back. Like just awesome.
We have a question from DJ Ronan in the chat. Do they float?
For about half a second, sure.
And then hit the song.
And then they run.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've already picked up like 3 of these things. I'm definitely all in for them. The unfortunate thing is like the little accessory planes and stuff are exclusive to a site called Bombus Bee, which is just I never heard of a place. And like I ordered it from them thinking, okay, so I've either lost all my money or I'll get these eventually in like 2 months.
Wow.
Did check online and it did seem like a legit site. Tried it out and and they shipped and they answered a bunch of questions I had too. So they seem like legit and they seem pretty good. So yeah, I was happy. I hope that the rest that come out also are going to have these little like mini accessories and stuff. I know some of them have like little landing craft tanks, little, like missile effects and stuff. So it's like, damn, a lot of cool stuff on here.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I got. Follow that up, Charles.
Yeah.
All right.
No
Yeah,
pressure.
that's tough. That's tough. Well, let's see. So I was at TFCon Toronto last weekend, and so I'm not going to show everything I got there, but I did get some stuff.
And how many comics did you bring?
Well, if you listened or watched last week's episode, I brought 205 comics for Simon Furman to sign.
Wait, what?
What?
Say the number
200,
again?
yeah.
I thought I misheard.
205 comics
For
to
him
get
to
signed.
sign.
Oh.
Did he have
Yes.
security drag you away?
Well, I mean, so he added the natural deterrent of charging $10 per signature, so that pretty much put the kibosh on me getting those books
But that was
signed.
after the first 5, right?
Yeah. So he's like, if the first 5 are free, and then the rest are $10 a piece. So, so I got 15 books signed out of my 205.
So I had to do out the math on this one because I was actually kind of curious. Let's say that it takes 10 seconds per book to do a nice clean signature, right? It would take him over a half hour to sign all your books.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining him be like, well, I'm here to sign autographs for half an hour, and Charles is up in the first, and everyone else in line is just hating you.
I thought it was funny because I was listening to the podcast panel on Thursday as we were driving home from our vacation, and just when that came up at the very beginning, I just burst out laughing, and my wife was like, "What's going on?" And I'm just like, "You wouldn't care, but it's hilarious." Daryl is just like, he's having so much fun with that.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a lot. Well, So I'm happy. It's okay because I got to interview Simon Furman,
Yeah.
so that was an even
before or
bigger
after?
thrill than it was after. It was after.
it's
So
after.
he still liked me. He still liked me afterwards. So it was fine. But Jeremy, so I picked up some things for you. These are the TFCon pins.
Thank you so much.
So
Nice.
one is Starscream and one is Windcharger, and the webcam's not really focusing on them, but there they are.
Thank you.
So that's for you. I mean, all the books I got signed. So starting with some UK books. So the first appearance of the Wreckers. This is issue 200 of the UK comics. Also got that signed, and this is issue 205. This is a Time Wars issue. I had this. This is a cover done by Andrew Wildman. So I had Andrew Wildman sign this a couple of years ago at TFCon. So now I've got both Andrew Wildman and Simon Furman on this.
That's
So
nice.
Wow.
that's cool.
That's so cool.
I also got some signatures from Bob Budiansky, who was also there at TFCon. So they had tables right next to each other. Bob Budiansky, we had done a so this is Transformers number 18. And this is the cover, that was the inspiration for our cover, our Till All Are One cover, number 1. That was we had Alex Milne do the artwork for that. So I gave both Bob and Simon copies of our Till All Are One cover and our Skybound Transformers number 1 cover. And Bob actually said, "Hey, well, since you gave me these comics, you don't have to pay for your signatures." So that was that was nice. I think he and Bob, of course, this issue, Transformers 18 and Transformers number 17, which here's Transformers number 17. These are he always talks about how these are 2 of his favorite issues that he wrote because they returned to Cybertron, and Blaster was a favorite character of his. So it was cool getting him to sign these. And hearing him talk about that. And then I didn't get a chance to interview Bob Budiansky at the show, but I got his information, and he said he would be willing to come on Transmissions. Right. So we're definitely gonna work that out. So that's another. They were both lovely guys to talk to. Bob. Also, Alex Milne's table was right next to Bob. So Alex Milne, when I showed Bob the Till All One cover, and I said, "Oh, and Alex did the artwork for that," and Bob walked over to him and said, "Hey, you did a great job with this cover here." So and Bob mentioned that a lot of these covers, even though he didn't do the artwork for them, he designed them. So he did design the art for this cover, even though I think Herb Trimp did the actual artwork for this.
Wow.
So. Yeah, that was cool. Here is the fan artist Rick Ray, who gave us everyone on the podcast panel gave us some of his art prints, and I picked the Megatron one. So he was also the one who took our picture in the at the podcast panel that we used for the artwork, or the image for last week's episode. So. When it's shout out Rick Ray and his fan artwork there.
That's a nice Megatron.
Yeah. At a parts party, I got a Nerf gun Megatron.
Oh, nice.
No way.
It's
Wow.
It's a little bit. The color's a little bit faded, but this was $10. So I was happy to get this. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get it. The last gun mode Megatron. So I was happy to get it. It is not a submarine upside down. It is actually a gun. This is a gun.
Now you need to track down the Nerf gun that was based off of.
Yeah. So this I pre-ordered this from Hasbro Pulse. This is the comic edition Shockwave. And at TFCon, I actually got this signed by Bob Budiansky as well.
Nice.
Yay.
So since this was based on Transformers number 5, the first issue that he wrote of the original series. So it was cool to. Unfortunately, I pre-ordered Straxus too, but that did not come in yet, so I wasn't able to get him to sign that.
Oh.
I had Alex Milne had a couple of custom artwork covers that he did. So I picked those up.
Oh,
This
cool.
is Transformers number 7 and Transformers number 8. So these were cool. And some of the artists had their sketchbooks. So this is Alex Milne's Hot Motor Oil Sketchbook, Volume 3.
Oh, number 3. Number 3.
And yeah, this is then this is Andrew Griffith and Livio Ramondelli. So got all their sketchbooks. And let's see. Oh, at the charity auction, I donated some of my Transformers toys, and then they had a raffle like for everyone who donated some Transformers for their charity auction that they do every year. You can get some raffle tickets and then put them in for prizes. And I actually won one of the prizes. I won the Stranger Things pizza van Transformer. So
Nice.
Wow.
that was cool. That was not a figure I was looking for or anything. So it was cool to get one of these figures.
Yeah.
Code
Right,
Red, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's so cool. Congratulations.
thanks.
You're a winner, Charles.
Yeah. Yeah. No, literally.
That's why I said it works on so many levels.
And so this, I did not get this at TFCon, but this comes from Dr. Pants. So Dr. Pants was at TFCon with us, but I actually met up with him today. He just happened to be in Pittsburgh and brought me a couple of things. So these are the Transformers deck building game. So he actually picked these up on clearance for me and Jeremy.
Oh, cool.
It says $30 here, but actually I think he picked these up for like $5.
Yeah, I remember.
They were on
What?
like super clearance. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. Wow.
so I got two, basically one for me, one for Jeremy.
Thank you.
And so I was so he actually forgot to bring them to TFCon last week, but then he happened to be in Pittsburgh this week and remembered them, so I was able to get them from him. So
Fun game.
yeah. So I got more stuff, but I think that's enough for this week, and we'll continue this in future trips to the stores. So that's all for this week's trips to the store. So let's move on with the rest of the show. All right, I think we'll finish up the show with some convention news.
All right. So we, in addition to CybFest coming up, starting tomorrow is San Diego Comic-Con. So we have a ton of San Diego Comic-Con stuff to go through in terms of what's going to be happening. But we're starting out with some Super 7 exclusives, and they have a neat blaster shirt here that's officially licensed, has like Japanese text on it and stuff. And then they have a Grimlock that is a new silver metallic version. They have their original never actually happened toy Unicron. And then let's see. They have also, I think that's it. So we have the boxes of that. And apparently the Japanese text on the blaster says broadcast, which was his original name in Japan. Next up, we have Yolopark is going to be there, and they're going to be at booth number 429, and they're going to have two of the Transformer 1 characters, both Cogless and Cogged. So I'm guessing that's like before they meet up with Alpha Trion and after. But these are in their AMK line that's pre-painted, pre-built, like we talked about the Nemesis Prime earlier. So they're going to be selling those in their booth. And then they're also going to have some model kits for their AMK Pro line, not Transformers 1 related. So if you want to check them out, if you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, you can get some Transformers 1 stuff there. Next up, we have a ton of Hasbro stuff. So Pulse is going to be there. Obviously, so you can buy stuff there. They're going to have the Legacy United Voyager class Fractured Friendship 2-pack, which we've talked about before. Some G.I. Joe stuff, some Star Wars stuff. Blah, blah. We don't care about that. They're going to have an experiential area in their booth that's going to have fan engagement opportunities and activities with their brands. So they're going to have on Sunday, or they're going to have demos from Roboson of their products, and then Sunday they're going to have the Transformers 1 Power Flip Optimus Prime. So I think that's just a game that you can play when you're there. They're going to have a Hasbro Pulse fan streaming studio where apparently all of the Hasbro exclusive stuff is going to be streamed. It's going to be hosted by the Toy Hunters, Jordan Hembro. If you've seen his channel, they're going to have interviews, panel recaps, product reveals. And it says that you can get in interviews and appearances by a number of voice actors, Frank Todaro, Arif Hinshin, who did Jazz in the recent 40th anniversary thing. Some of the G1 voice actors, Robert Kirkman. So, tons of stuff there. There's going to be Thursday's Paramount Pictures panel for Transformers 1, 11:45 a.m. Pacific in Hall H. So I guess you get Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Keegan Michael Key on your movie. You get the Hall H panel because that's the big one. Friday, Transformers and G.I. Joe, the Energon Universe panel from Skybound. You have Robert Kirkman, Daniel Warren Johnson, Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, and Sean Makowitz. And then the Hasbro Transformers panel is Friday, 6 p.m., room 25 ABC. That's the Hasbro design team. And time permitting a Q&A panel. So we'll have all the information about that next week about what happened. And wrapping up, let's see, we have just the general San Diego Comic-Con. There's going to be an Image Comics panel with Scotty Young, Daniel Warren Johnson, Derek Kirk Kim. There's a Paramount Animation and Hasbro Entertainment panel on Hasbro 1. Oh, that's the Hall H panel. Collider's Producers on Producing panel. This is one I bet Daryl just would love to be in there because Lorenzo Di Bonaventura is going to be on this. So,
his favorite person.
His absolute favorite person. And then finally we have, I guess that's it. This other one is just the Skybound and Hasbro. So, and there's also Saturday a in conversation with Robert Kirkman panel. So, if you would like to get signings for Daniel Warren Johnson at the Image booth, they are ticketed. That means that they require wristbands. Wristbands will be given out at the Image booth as soon as the convention floor opens on a first come, first served basis. So it doesn't look like it's ticketed where you have to pay, but you have to run to the Image booth and get the thing because they're going to go quick. So I think that is about it for San Diego Comic-Con. We'll have all the results of what happens next week. And It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so we've got 2 weeks, 2 packed weeks. We've got San Diego Comic-Con and then CybFest Northwest right afterwards. So, lots of stuff happening in the next 2 weeks. All right, I think we are getting close to 2 hours here, so I think we're gonna have to end the show here. Thanks everyone for sticking with us and watching everything. Thank you to Ben from CybFest Northwest for sticking around and hanging out with us. Again, go to CybFest, CYBFESTNW.com. That is the website for CybFest Northwest.
Nice that he got Mike Seibert on the team, thus like blocking him from having CybFest SEIB.
We're in negotiations with him.
You should make him a shirt with the CybFest logo.
But yeah, Ben, thank you again for coming on, and then of course you're gonna stick around with us for Transmissions Alt Mode, which will be out on Friday. So we are reviewing Void Rivals number 11. So everyone check back in on Friday for that. But yeah, Mike, thanks again. If there's anything else you'd like to promote, here's your chance.
I'm good.
All right.
CybFest is my thing. So
yeah.
Go to CybFest.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a blast.
Oh, thanks for joining us, and we'll have to have you back sometime.
Anytime.
Shar, I keep saying Apollo. Shar, I know I'm trying to get used to the name change, but thanks again for hanging out with us. It's always great to have you on here. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff online?
Yeah, so no, it's always good to be on here. I'm glad I'm back. I know I was away for a bit. So you can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter and Instagram at RoboPolo. I will be at CybFest, so as I said earlier in the show, I'm going to be having an artist table there. So I'm going to be selling prints. I have a lot of prints that I had made a few years ago, but I'm also going to have some new prints made, including one of RC. So very excited about that. I am also offering commissions, so sketch card commissions, and there's information about that on my social media posts. So very excited about CybFest Northwest. Go check this out, and if you're in the Pacific Northwest area, so it's definitely worth going to. It is a pretty amazing convention, and I'm really glad to be a part of it again.
Awesome. And Mike, of course, thanks again for hanging out with us. And why don't you tell everyone where they can find your stuff online? And of course, we got to get everyone to listen to Empire of Rust.
Everyone needs to listen to Empire of Rust. Super important. But no, yes, keep on listening to Empire of Rust. We're going to be putting together something new in the next couple of months. So again, little tease on that. And if you want to give me a follow on Instagram, it's at Minervion, Minervion. Otherwise, just keep on listening to Transmissions, keep on listening to Empire of Rust, and keep on coming back.
Awesome. And of course, at the end of every episode, we give a shout out to our masterpiece donatrons. Those are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon, and we think that deserves a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John Good, Demon Tech 82, and Steve C, who Daryl and I got to meet at TFCon Toronto last weekend. So Steve C, we got a picture with Steve C. It was awesome to meet him in person. The first time we met a masterpiece donatron in person, so it was great to see him there. Him and his son were there at TFCon, so that was cool. So thanks for hanging out with us, Steve C, and thanks for being a Masterpiece Donatron, and thanks to everyone who supports the show. So, and that will do it for this episode, the 600th episode. I guess since it's a 600th episode, it has to be a giant-sized episode. So that's why we ran a little long. So thanks, everyone. Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
all.
Like,
Later. That's for Daryl.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.